Comment on our Tag Raid Kickstarter videos for your chance to win Operation Crimson Stone. We'll be choosing 3 winners, one from the comments on YouTube, one from the comments from OnTableTop.com, and our Cult of Games members get an extra chance to win.
Hello everybody. Today I'm joined by Carlos and Killian, and we're going to be taking a sort of first look for OnTableTop with the new Infinity Deathmatch game, Tag Raid. Pleasure to have you on the channel once again, guys.
Hey, I love coming over. Yeah. It's happening. It has just begun. Finally, it is here. The Kickstarter campaign for Infinity Deathmatch Tag Raid has just begun. And if you do not know what this game is about, allow us here to introduce you. Okay. So, multiplayer battle royale. Okay. Fight arena with giant robots fighting each other, and suddenly a giant monster comes out. Okay. That's the whole setting of a game that we have here. You will find here a core box, okay, that we have, and we will go with the contents. If we magically open this box and pull all the stuff, it will look pretty much like this, but they won't be painted, okay?
these are very nicely painted.
Yeah. We have here what will be in the final product, a PVC, very detailed PVC tags, okay? Also, the Megabeast is going to be PVC. The rest of the figures will be metal, Corvus Belli Infinity quality metal, if you are familiar with it. If you're not, don't worry, I can show you that it will be great quality of detail in every single piece of this game, okay? So apart from that, cardboard for the tiles, cardboard for the buildings, for the terrain, and for the game elements and some plastic.
As well, yeah.
Tokens are cardboard in the most essential basic option of the box, but there will be also an scenery pack with volumetric plastic, wonderfully sculpted accessories to the game, like the crates. The crates in the core box will be this, but there will be lovely crates, you know, actual figures. You will see that in the campaign. Apart from that, yeah, multiplayer competitive class of the giant robots here. Okay, this game is using pretty much a polished and very streamlined way of the Infinity system or the Code 1, even more polished, even more board game-ish in a sense of cleaning every single issue that come up and having range simplified through three and above spots, you know, and the movement tools are like this with 3 colors, 1, 2, 3. You move up to 2, up to 3. It's very movement and measuring and line of fire is very streamlined in order to make a quick experience.
Easy to pick up and play this.
Yeah. And pretty straightforward in a way that everybody can move and shoot, and ARO is still there, okay?
Yeah, which is a crucial part of Infinity as well.
Yeah, but not so itchy, okay? I mean, it's not so detailed that you can mess and lose yourself in the game through lines of fire and stuff like that. Everything provides a very cool experience. This is a game really that came up from fans of Infinity playing in different communities, and different communities in different countries end up pretty much having almost like the same idea.
Yeah, a version of this game I think has existed for about 10 years, being played at different cons and stuff.
I remember people from Barcelona in Spain playing their version of Deathmatch. I remember then years after that in the USA, people would call it Hunger Games. The same idea, random equipment in crates, random respawning around. Okay, so at some point Corvus Belli is like, we should make this a game in the final form and make it bigger and make it better and add something, because the idea of the Megabeasts was something like this is pushing the envelope and making it even awesomer, you know.
Sure. So at its core then, it's a hex map board game. It's for 2 to 4 players, or is it?
Yeah.
And you always play
simultaneously 4 players sharing the experience. Yeah. It's pretty much that crazy and that intense.
So we've a lot of stuff on the map in front of us at the moment, but the core box set comes with the tiles and terrain and the tags. Does it come with, and the Megabeasts.
The Megabeasts, also the Prospectors, and also the remotes, and many stuff will be unlocked during the first days of the campaign that will be probably loaded to the core box.
Okay.
That depends on the success of the Kickstarter. I mean, if you don't tell your friends about this, shame on you. If you want more stuff in your core box, you have to spread the word. Come on.
Spread the word.
It's how Kickstarters work. Come on, do it. Go to the forums, go to your communities, spread the word. It will be benefit afterwards. Okay. This is going to be pretty much a Kickstarter exclusive project. So the time window for acquiring this game, it has opened now and is for a very limited time. So if you miss the opportunity to get Defiance, which is something that we're getting on the phone these days, I didn't get Defiance, the Kickstarter ended, I didn't realize. This is the same opportunity. This is Tag Ride is happening now in this campaign. This is the moment to get it. It's not going afterwards to stores. It's not going afterwards to someone else. Okay. People will resell this to you for an abusive price in 2 years.
Right now.
Yeah. So get the chance because it's happening right now. Kickstarter exclusive, and all the figures, apart from the Megabeasts, all the figures from this Kickstarter will be usable and playable and tournament legal in Infinity M4. Okay. So take the chance because this is very important to mention. Okay.
You can double down then. You're not just getting a board game, but you're also getting an expansion to any existing forces you have or any forces you plan on starting in the future.
Exactly.
Same as Defiance, which is another game that Corvus Belli released 2 years ago in Kickstarter, and now finally after delivering it, everybody's getting crazy about it. Okay, but because they didn't have the chance to buy it, there's a new game and a new chance to acquire right now, and I cannot stress this point enough. Okay. So, moving on, we shall introduce the factions and the tags.
What are the 4 factions then? Are they the standard Infinity factions?
Well, they're not, and they're
They are, and they're not.
1 foot in both camps. You can't go both ways, Carlos.
Yeah.
Pick one and jump.
They're not at all. Not at all. They're greedy corporations, and in their carving on the ground for resources and profit, they manage to wake up unexpected issues, unexpected demons from the depth. Okay, so we have here. This is the Mines Corp. Is the biggest corporation about mining. The name says it all. It's self-explanatory.
Makes sense.
And this is the Blue Corporation. This has been mentioned many times on the Infinity setting, okay? And this is the tag. This is the Stonebreaker, okay? And this is the blue tag, okay, for the blue faction. And shall I mention that in Infinity there's a blue faction named Pan-Oceania that...
Pan-Oceania might be
slightly related.
You can mention it, but nobody will thank you for it.
No, nobody will notice. Okay, so this is the Stonebreaker. This is the blue tag, okay, for the blue faction, which is Mines Corp, a greedy corporation, okay? Moving on, so here, okay, and this is the low-tech faction, okay, the green tag looks lovely.
This
is for the Sterling Force, one of the corporations that almost by accident inherit a very valuable Tisium mine from contacting a debt with Caledonians, and finally got themselves into mining. And because it's the low-tech faction, they have this sturdy tag, okay, that can behave as well as any other tag because it's made with Tisium plates that have incredible armor. Okay, I have here the best tag of all from the best mining company of all, okay, which is UM Minerals, which is the Asiatic faction in a certain way. You can see the built-in drill right there, and this is the Tafang, which means landslide, which is the way Yu Qing fights and wins these battles, by a landslide, okay? And finally, I have here from the Rock Awards company, the Rock Eater, which is the red tag, okay, for a faction and mining companies that are mostly in satellites and in space, okay? And some people will say it's very related to nomads, and by this color scheme, by Tunguska would say. Okay, but nobody cares about that. I mean, it's not totally related at all. Okay, so we have here 4 tags, beautiful tags, and these will be the tripulated armors that you will control in the game, okay? Choose one and destroy the others, okay?
Well, on the subject then of the tags, I suppose the first question is, they come with a very specific set of weapons or loadout on them, but in the game, they don't necessarily stick with that when they're playing?
You have one card which is the initial equipment, which is the Rattler and the built-in drill. Very basic range weapon and very basic close combat weapon. But then on the game, every time you touch a crate, you finish your movement immediately when you're touching that crate, and you collect one random card of equipment, of tools, and those could be upgrades for your tag or weapons. The tags can hold 2 weapons in their both hands, you know.
Yeah. Think of this like a deathmatch game where you're going around, you're grabbing a weapon from a box, swap it out immediately. You start with a Rattler, which I think is a small gun. You upgrade to a big rifle. Now you're better at longer range. Or you might grab something else like a laser cutter.
It's a crazy game, fast paced, where you will the tag can be destroyed and immediately respawns, okay, with no equipment and nothing at all, and loses half of the new materials that they collect, because the game is not won by killing. Killing is an element, but you are constantly extracting and getting Tisium points for just destroying or wounding other tags, and T-Visual points, which are a more valuable new material. That is what you get mostly by hitting the Megabeast. Okay.
Okay.
So moving on, we should talk about the Prospectors now.
Yes.
We have shown the tags. I'm going to show you right here. Okay, this is the Minescore Prospector. Okay, we're looking here at the Pano Prospector. Okay, so we have this is more obviously a giant tripulated armor. Okay, but this is still Sulet 2, which is a term we're very familiar with Infinity. It's like
standard human size, basically.
Standard human size, but you can see that has a lot of servo arms over there in order to carry with mining work, mining duties. The Prospectors have a very similar role to tags in the table, but they can just carry one tool card. It's like they need both arms to hold the weapon that they can use.
So if the tags are the main guys, these are the support, essentially a secondary support.
A secondary attack figure, that's someone that can really shoot a missile to another tag. There are other roles on the battlefield, but this is the most, without being attacked, most combat oriented. Okay, there are supposed to be people mining in an asteroid or something, and suddenly they find themselves competing because there's a gray area here for extracting resources, and the mining companies tell them to kill each other. And we have not just even talked about the Megabeasts when it comes out. Talking about the Prospectors, shall I move forward?
Certainly, yes.
And move. Take a look. This is more low tech, but it's the same principle. It's a tripulated heavy armor.
So with the Sterling Force Prospector?
The Sterling Force. This is the green company. We obviously went with very identity colors here, so people immediately understand which one belongs to each faction. This one is a robot, really. Okay, this is not a person. It's an absolutely high-tech robot here by Human Minerals, showing that the using technology is more advanced. Yeah. Like that.
They're not stupid enough to put their own people in harm's way when you can get a robot to do it for you.
Speaking of putting people in harm's way, though.
And as you can see, Rockworks, the red company, the mining company, which more related with the nomads, that puts certain times they put ex-convicts or actual convicts that they have a reduce of their penalties in prison in Corregidor in exchange for work hours in terrible conditions, really. So those are the Prospectors, really, and they can attack tags and they can collect equipment from the crates and move around and be dangerous to the other crews, really.
It's good to have a variety of people on hand to offer those sort of support options, but it's not the only support options that the tags are.
No, there's something very useful here, which are the little remotes, and everything that we're showing here comes in the core box. Okay, let me show you the super cuties funny remotes. Okay, the role in the battlefield is not to attack the other tags, but they can get the valuable new materials, which is the ones that decide the victory, and they can get it from the tag and put it in a safe spot where it cannot be lost. Because remember that during the match, you can be destroyed and you will drop the loot token. Yeah. And if anybody collects that loot token, they get half of your new materials, the new materials that the tag had at that point, and also your cards, the weapons. Okay, so a maneuver that is allowed here for the remotes is to get near your tag and collect at least 3 tokens of new materials and have it with them.
Safely secured away.
Safely secured away. And then with another action, in another turn, they can put it in a different zone of the control panel where it's absolutely stored and safe from any other attack. So it's a way of securing your points, which in a game that goes so fast-paced and has so many random elements is a way of securing your points, which is useful. This is the UM Minerals, once again proving how advanced the Eugene technology is.
The best doggo.
So cute, so much doggo, yeah.
I mean, anybody who would chase after these to butcher them wholesale is just a terrible, terrible person.
Exactly.
Yeah. And here we have the Rock Awards remote, which is another moment where the execution of the idea is more powerful than the idea itself, okay? Because the idea is just a cube with legs, but look at how well executed it has been done. I mean, lots of credit for the artists that take a very basic, silly idea and turn it into this perfectly executed reality. I mean, this is when you really discover the skills of someone.
Yeah.
So we have seen Prospectors, tags, remotes.
Yeah.
We have a giant, absolute Megabeast. We have a bunch of images of all the artistic process here of everything, because this is the actual artwork that will feature in the actual cards and control panels of the box. Here, the Tafang landslide. There you go for Yuqing. The Rock Eater for Roca Works. Moving on. Cave Crawler, the green tag. I think this is the best. I think
It's really thematic.
I mean,
It's really
at least the painted version in my hand is absolute eye candy. Moving on. There you go. That's how they. You can see them together. I mean,
everybody's very visually distinct. Everybody's very thematic. You can tell at a glance who's who here.
It's once again very good execution. I mean, really.
And it's that aspirational paint job that I always love about everything that comes out of Corvus Belli.
Yeah.
The fact that you've got something to aim for, and it's that. And speaking of something to aim for,
Yeah.
or aim at.
Aim at, in fact, yes.
The Sturworm.
Sturworm, that's the first Megabeast, the one that comes in the core box, the one that is more related to the desert environment that we have with the tiles here. But remember, these tiles are double-sided. When you flip them over, you will have a snowy environment, and that is more related to another kind of Megabeast that will come later. Okay, moving on. We have here the painted figure, 3 views of it. Okay, this has also been...
This is a big model. This is a big model.
Oh yeah. Don't worry, we'll throw it under camera in a moment. You can bask in all its glory.
Okay, this is pretty much the layout or the display of the most essential elements of the core box, but remember, more stuff will happen.
Yeah, it's a Kickstarter. There's going to be more unlocked in this.
Okay. We're talking here at the look at the artwork of the Prospector, the Mindscore Prospector, that has very, very obvious vibes here of certain reference. Moving on, this is the 3D model without any paint on it. Okay, many people enjoy looking at that. This is a scenario photo right there. Moving on, we have here 3 views of the Prospector from Mindscore. Moving on, there you go. There's the UM Minerals artwork, and that is the 3D render. That is the scene, and probably we'll have the 3 shots here also. Yep, so you can enjoy the paint job, which is superb. The Prospector right there, I like this design. Is one of the most mining crew related designs. It's not so military or so Infinity-ish. This is very properly into the theme of the game, really, of the mining crews finding themselves in huge
anybody
problems.
who fancies painting that tattoo work all the way down the arm and shoulder.
Good luck.
We'll look forward to seeing that in the comments below. Weeks and months to come.
Very good miniature also.
Good aggressive pose.
The posing, silhouette 2 figure. I mean, for so small they are. Look at that level of detail. It's impressive. Look at the zipper.
That's not the first thing I spotted.
And these guys are in metal, so you're going to get this high detail perfect as well.
Yes, correct. Moving on, there you go. Paint the tattoo. Hey, everyone in the comment section, go with it.
Yeah. Obviously, your painter was slacking off there when he didn't cover the tattoos. Oh, that's terrible.
We hit him.
Taking the easy way out.
The Prospector from Sterling Forge, very good design. Very good design. I mean...
it's low-tech but high-tech at the same time. You can tell it's a lower tech than the others, but it's still... And the pose is great.
Yeah. And looks great on many of the pieces of artwork that we made. So we're happy, very happy with this one. So moving on, there you go. And I guess now we're looking at the remotes, which are so fun and so cute. Okay.
Yeah, this is a mini version of the.
Yeah. It's the little child. It's like the Stonebreaker drop an egg and this came out.
What can I say? I've always been a fan of the little remotes with that sort of oversized chibi head.
Yeah,
They're delightfully cute.
There you go, the Jue Minerals little remote and execution. It's a good moment to check. Obviously, the moment from concept to final result is always a joy to behold.
Yeah. It's also interesting how often that they capture the concept art as well.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you'll see some fantastic concept art, but then trying to render it in 3D is difficult, to say the least.
And the other way around. In Corvus Belli, we've seen many mediocre concept artwork become lovely figures. I mean,
definitely. This is great because it's essentially a GoPro camera on some treads and it works.
GoPro camera.
It's just making sure none of the prisoners run off. That's the only reason it's there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's 50% camera, 50% walking claymore to keep them in line.
And then this.
And the cutie one. Yeah. This one has personality, obviously.
It does.
It's an interesting thing. It has a certain Wall-E vibe.
It does, but it's a really functional design. You can tell that this is like the bare minimum required.
Johnny Five also.
Yeah, Johnny
Five. Yeah.
So people are too wrong to remember who Johnny Five is. I encourage you to find Johnny Five. Short circuit.
Do it now.
Yes.
We'll wait. You can join us back in a minute.
And I even like this even more than the artwork, really. I mean, look at that.
It reminds me of like those bomb detonation robots.
Oh yes,
yes.
Yeah, you rarely see one of the robots in the wild.
Yeah,
but they are a stunning set of remotes.
And you have here a little display photo of the actual 4 tags with the 4 prospectors with the 4 remotes. Those are the contents of the core box. Unless something happens and suddenly there's more even stuff. Okay, just wait for the campaign, but spread the word in order to make it happen. Okay.
If you want bigger pictures with more stuff stuffed in there, then throw money at the screen.
And
put your credit card into your disk drive.
Don't do that.
That's how online.
Put some magnets next to your computer.
Do all of that. Shall we take a look? I was going to say at the elephant in the room, but at the Megabeast in the mining colony.
Sturworm, there you go. Okay, this actual super monster has its own deck of cards. So the game brings an actual deck of cards that is like the behavior of the beast. And that will happen with every different Megabeast that the game will have, okay? Because there will be more, okay? This is the Sturworm, is the one that comes with the core box. As you can see, super paint job here, super big, and if
to get an idea of scale of just how big this guy is.
Okay, this is a guy. This is a Sturworm.
He can fully eat this.
Oh yeah,
he can fully eat the S2 guy.
He doesn't need to stop to chew there.
No,
this
not
is
at all.
A prototype of the final thing. Okay, we are looking here at prototypes of all the elements on the final box. Okay, the most similar thing that we can bring now in the screen. Okay, I guess that final Sturworm is not going to be this big, just a little finger less of the size. It depends on production values and being able to put it inside the box, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's going to fit in the box if you're going to send it out.
Yeah, that's probably one to look at in advance, I imagine. But yeah,
I'm used to transport Infinity figures with me, but transporting the Megabeast and Infinity figures and the board this time was like, we're not used to this size of figures, really. Yeah. And that's what we promised when we first announced this project. You're going to look at the biggest miniatures ever produced by Corvus Belli, and this is the project that comes with that. So we said that opportunity window, okay, has just opened for getting this game. It's going to be Kickstarter exclusive, nothing afterwards. These figures, the tags, the prospectors, the remotes, and what comes after that, playable in Infinity M4, okay? It's something that actually is going to have its own true profile or can be officially used as proxies in Infinity tournaments. Okay, made in metal, PVC, okay? That's the story here. Cardboard tiles and full rules, campaign mode, okay, not just casual multiplayer, also can be mode with missions, with storytelling, and with control panel, with everything that you need for it. There will be an series pack, and there will be expansions and extras that will be unlocked during the campaign. That is the pitch, that is the idea, okay. You can get just the core box of the all-in Platinum Pledge. I will always recommend the all-in when the things are so exclusive and so limited for just a time frame. Okay, that's up to you.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. If you want to get in on the ground floor of Tag Raid, then jump on the Kickstarter right now. If you want to know more about the game, we are going to be having a Let's Play that'll be going up probably tomorrow if you're watching this as soon as it goes live. So you can see exactly how the game plays out and how it captures those aspects of Code 1 and sort of streamlines them and brings it to a whole new way to play on the tabletop. But let us know what you think of Tag Raid below. We're going to move on and we'll speak to you again.
Comment on our Tag Raid Kickstarter videos for your chance to win Operation Crimson Stone. We'll be choosing 3 winners, one from the comments on YouTube, one from the comments from OnTableTop.com, and our Cult of Games members get an extra chance to win.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.